Hi there, my name is Toby and this is part 7 of my series on effortless walking, and today I want to talk about footwear. So I've got with me here the shoes that I wear. So these are the shoes that I wear. Now these are Vibram, the company is called Vibram. Now I'm not sponsored by them, but I would like to be. I would most certainly accept sponsorship from these guys. So I'm planning to reach out to them and see if they would sponsor me, because I love these shoes. I wear these. I've worn nothing but these shoes for maybe the last 15 years. Nothing else, just these. And these are toe shoes. So they're separate. They're called five finger shoes. Now the reason is, of course, these are close to being barefoot. Barefoot is the best. Your foot is designed for walking. It's designed, and every aspect of the foot is involved. There's a flexion here from the toes, and this is called the, I think it's called the windlass mechanism. It's when you flex your toes back, something happens. Then you've got the arch of the foot. That's another thing that happens. You need this arch of the foot. All these are springs. You see, there's several springs in the foot itself, and we're trying to activate all these springs when you're walking. You see, all of this will give you a bounce. If you land on the heel, you've lost all these springs. So we're taught now to walk like this, land on the heel and then roll down. Land on the heel, roll down. But if you land on the heel, what's happening is the shock, if this is your leg here, the shock is going straight into your shin bone. You haven't got any cushion. If you land on the toes, you've got a cushion in the toes, then you've got a cushion in the arch of the foot, and then you've got the ankle and you've got the Achilles tendon. You've got a cushion in the Achilles tendon. And this gives you a spring to bounce you up. You're supposed to have this. So barefoot is the best. Now the problem is we're walking around concrete. The whole world is now flat. It was never like this. We were designed to walk cross country. So every time you take a step, you've got to be able to move your foot. The ground is uneven. Now on this flat concrete, it's more dangerous for us because every footstep is the same and we get lazy, and if you land on the heel every time on hard concrete, you're going to damage yourself. And I know many people that have damaged their feet just by running and walking in the wrong way and wearing the wrong shoes. So the shoes we got now, they're not good at all, and there's a good argument if you research it. The shoes we've got now, the trainers with the big cushion sole, these were purposely designed like that, and they purposely taught us the wrong way to walk and the wrong way to run. And it was designed by these big brands. I think it's the one with the tick. The one with the tick. So these guys started up a whole system of walking that was wrong, not good for us, so they could sell us their shoes. And even now in the Olympics and all this stuff, we're using those shoes. It's all sponsored by these big corporations. No one is running in the Olympics with these, or barefoot, but if they did, they would do better, because this uses your whole foot. It uses the spring mechanism in your toes and the arch of the foot more than the bounce in the heel and that little cushion that they give you. And of course that little cushion you give you is a high heel. If you walk around with a high heel, that is also knocking off your spine. Your spine is moving out of alignment. Now the alignment of the spine is actually towards the back. So when you stand up, you want to actually balance towards the heel. So you want the alignment towards the heel. This is tricky to do, but the alignment of your spine is towards the heel, but you allow the ankle to bend so that you land on the ball of the foot. It's a tricky thing to do. But this is how we do it. And these shoes are the very best ones. I've tried all the others, but Vibrams are the best of the best. And I even have a leather pair, a smart pair for wearing with a suit. So now even if I've got to dress up smart, I can still wear my toe shoes. And there's another factor to this I want to talk to you about, is walking cross country. You see, when you go mountain hiking, you have great big hiking boots. But I would go up a mountain with this. I would do everything with these shoes. It's much, much better and much safer because I've trained my ankle. The ankle has got to be strong. See, what happens is, if you're walking across, let's take this crystal here. This is an uneven surface. If you're walking along, and you stand on this uneven surface, what happens is, of course, the foot moves. You're not ready for it. The foot moves, and then you fall over. And the reason you fall over is because the ankle and the foot is locked. So you're landing like this, and the shoe moves away, And because your ankle and foot are locked, it moves your leg, and then your leg falls. Either way, so your leg moves. So when you land, and especially with a big hiking boot where it's all locked up tight, there's no flexibility, so your whole leg moves and then you have to fall. Now, if you've got a nice loose foot and a mobile ankle, and you're used to walking toes first, what happens is you're walking along, you hit this uneven surface, but it hits with the toes. And as you go to this uneven surface, your foot will move. You see, your foot will move, but the ankle is flexible. So you're bending the foot to the ankle, and that allows you to keep your balance because your ankle itself is flexible, so your leg is under the control, but the ankle can move. So this prevents you falling. And if you're walking along an incline, you know, sometimes you've got a slope like this and you're walking sideways along the slope. So your footfall is like this, side on. But with a nice flexible ankle, what happens is you can still stay upright, but walk along like this with your foot at the side. So I can walk along sideways very effortlessly because the ankle bends. And I'm cushioning from the ankle and the foot. So either way, even if I'm walking on an incline this way, I have a flexion in my ankle and I can walk along with the feet like this. So it's much more efficient and it's safer and it will prevent you from falling. Learning how to land on the toes with the flexibility in the ankle. Of course, you've got to have a strong ankle, and sometimes it goes too far and you're going to fall. If you're actually going to fall, what you have to do is really fall. Just drop your body weight and land. Go down. It's safer to fall. If you struggle to stay upright, that's also when you injure your ankle, because now your body is falling, but you don't let your foot fall. Now you twist your ankle. You let yourself fall if you have to fall. But you've got to play with this. It's you've got to practice and see how you get on doing that. But the secret is this footwear. It's like gloves. It's like gloves for your feet. And I would go around barefoot. I've done that sometimes in summer. I go around barefoot. But of course, you're walking around concrete roads. It's not so good. So if you're walking around barefoot on concrete, you must always cushion from the toes. You must always cushion. It's the only way you can protect your ankle. You're not shocking your joints every time if you land on the heel. So you have to have a strong foot, strong toes, a strong arch of the foot, a strong and flexible ankle. So this is the footwear that I recommend. And stay tuned. One day I hope I will be sponsored by these guys, because I could sell these all day. I love them and I wear them. So it's a genuine sales pitch. You can check them out. You can buy them on Amazon, or you can buy them directly. Vibram, vibram.co.uk, I think it is for UK. But just check them up. Vibram. You'll find them anywhere. Thoroughly recommend them. Thoroughly recommended. And there's something else. There's something else to be said for the fact that the toes are separated. The fact that you're separating out the toes is very, very important. You can get these toeless shoes that are still enclosed with more space, but the toes are still going to be held together. When you stretch the toes apart, that has another effect. It activates the ligaments in the toes. You see, you actively stretch and compact the toes. You're able to wiggle the toes separately. So there's something very, very important for having these separated toes. You must have them. You'll feel the difference. When you have your foot enclosed, all sorts of things go on inside there. You're building up problems. There's like an enclosed atmosphere. Each toe has got its own separate atmosphere here. I don't know how to describe it, but in yoga, you talk about separating the toes. Now, in climbing, in rock climbing, you have special shoes that collapse in there and you crush your toes together, and it's held really tight because you need this to be very, very strong. But with these loose toes, you still can squeeze your toes together. You've got more ability to isolate your toes, and you can feel the big toe to the little toe. It's got much more isolation. You've got a great deal of mobility between all the toes. You need this. There's so many complex movements in the foot. And this shoe is the only one that really allows you to do all these movements. You see how flexible it is. So it's the next best thing to barefoot. Barefoot. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in any of these other videos here.